You know what I mean? It's pretty late, so not expecting this to go insane, but if you can, stick around. Definitely big one for today. Popping open a fresh one for you guys. That's because I need to get a few things done afterwards. And today, well, tonight rather, we're gonna be talking about something that's pretty important in my eyes. We're gonna be talking about what I would do if I had to start over as an artist. We're gonna wait let this get a few people in, and then we're gonna jump right into it. Yeah. This energy drink right now is gonna kick in a few, and I'm gonna be doing front flips. Now, first things first, I want to say I'm in I feel like I'm in a gray area. Like, which I feel like a lot of people are, but like, I'm not like a fresh account. Like, I've had this YouTube for probably like 8 years or something like that. If you go in the bio or something like that, somewhere around there, like, I think you'll be able to see it. Not too sure about it, but I've had this YouTube for a while now. So I wouldn't say I'm in a bad area at all, but I would say that I'm not a fresh start, and I'm also not, like, I don't have obviously like a 10,000 subscribers or 50,000, which it'll come soon. You know, I definitely like super humble about that type of stuff. Excuse me. But what I will say though is I've definitely learned a lot of things. I wouldn't say I would do anything differently though. How y'all doing, man? How y'all doing? Welcome. I wouldn't say I would do anything different though, but I would definitely say that these are some of the things that if I was to start another artist channel or anything like that, these are some of the things that I would probably do, and these are probably things that I've recommended to people I know already, or I would recommend to a friend or anybody I know who's just starting an artist profile or anything like that. Definitely. So what I would say, the first things first, is when you first start that, like, as an artist, if I was to start over completely, like, I'm gonna just say you already have social media. And if you already have social media, you already have anywhere from, I'll bring it low, like, I'll bring it super low. You probably have anywhere from 200 to 1,500 friends or followers if you made like the professional Facebook account. If you, like, I'm gonna just say you already have social media. So really, you would be starting over like Spotify, like streaming platforms. You'd be starting over all streaming platforms, and then maybe YouTube and different little stuff like that. So if you already had, like, if I was to start over and you already had like social media and stuff, so I would definitely just keep in mind, like, not to be afraid to post on social media. Like I'm gonna get into this deeper later on. Like, all these algorithms, they seem to be organic, but in reality, they're very much like inorganic. If you understand what I mean by that, I'll explain it later on. But so if I had a link to a music video, I put that link in a post on Facebook, I would boost that post now. Like, I didn't do it yet, but I've done it in the past. Like, I've done it once in the past, but like now I have not done it yet. But what I will say is, I would definitely take that link, and I wouldn't be afraid to post on social media. Like, I would take that and I would put that on social media, boost that post, and then let it go how it goes. So that's if because just because we're starting out with absolutely like no music platforms, but we have social media, right? Now, when it comes to the music aspect, like let's I'm gonna let that one slide. But when it comes to the real life music aspect, I would say I would strive for the best quality music. I would either like spend all my time learning how to mix and master. Like I think I would probably still start out on BandLab just because it made it fairly easy, but I would have gotten professional way sooner. And I would have like focused on mixing and mastering techniques and just quality in general. Regardless of what you do, like a lot of people even go and they pay for studio like time and stuff like that. Like I honestly, to be real, bro, it's worth it. If you're gonna take music serious, I will like if I were to start over, I would go straight for quality. And that's quality control in everything, like the cover art, the everything. So I'll probably go to the studio, which I did go to the studio for my first ones, but it wasn't like a crazy studio. So I would go straight to a studio, get the best quality. Like I would work on lyricism. Definitely is a big thing, but I was also like put hooks in my music. Like the first line, I will want it to be a hook so that when people play the song and they hear that first line, they're like, "What did he just say?" Or play it off rip, and then listen to the whole song. So I would definitely put a hook in the beginning, and not only that, like I said, I would go professional, like just immediately, like the most professional I can get. And if I couldn't do that, I would try to learn how to mix and master, do BandLab, do it like I said already. I would try to get as professional as I can with what I have. And then because when you have like it before I said, we probably already have social media, so when you share it on social media, it's like a lot. Like it's like there's a chance every time. So when you share that one song and it's high quality, you're saying like real stuff, like relatable stuff. You're hitting an emotion, or if you're not, you're just speaking. You're creative. You have a hook. Like if that was me and I was sharing it, I like as soon as you boost that and other eyes besides your friends see it, your immediate circle sees it, that's gonna be a bigger chance of you just exploding as an artist. Obviously, you're gonna have to like follow that up, and you're gonna have to keep up with that same quality. You know what I mean? Which is gonna cost money, obviously. But like, yeah, if that was me, I would go straight for quality. Go straight for quality, because if you have garbage music, there's nothing like you can really do. You can promote it as much as you can, but just based off you not having good music, the watch time is gonna be down, anyways. Just because people are gonna hear that like first 5 sentences and be like, bro, I don't even want. They're gonna be like, bro, I don't even want nothing to do with this. You know. So I'll go straight for quality, and I would do quality control. Like any little thing that I would have messed up on back then, I wouldn't have uploaded the song. I'm gonna be real. Like obviously you learn from stuff, and you're like, oh damn, I probably shouldn't have mixed it like that or whatever. Like I get it, but realistically, like I've uploaded certain stuff where I was like, dude, I could have waited and made that better. Like it was the easy fix, and I uploaded it, the song anyways, or I posted it, and I could have just fixed it or wait until it was mixed better. So I would definitely do better quality control when uploading as well. Like if like you stutter on the line or you do something really weird, you might as well like also re-recording, like definitely before posting, like sit down and be like, hey, would this be better off re-recorded? And then if there's any inkling of you thinking like, damn, could it be? Then I probably wouldn't have, you know what I mean? But definitely you do need to show some growth. So I would probably let a lot of it rock, but it's just certain ones where you can't even hear what I'm saying. So definitely, even if like for those who's gonna be Like if I was to do it myself again, I would definitely make sure I double up certain things and make sure I'm at least you could hear what I'm saying, because there's a lot of people that are lyricists and they're not really able to even get heard because of stuff like that. So I would say if I did it over, I would definitely do those things first. You know, I would lock in. I'm not gonna lie. Like I would come up with a schedule as well. Like I will realistically like lock in, come up with a schedule um of when I'm supposed to be posting music, at least post it consistently. It doesn't matter how far away it is, but like post it consistently. Like whenever you post a song and then you go dormant for like 3 to 6 months, you lost all attraction. Like even if that song got like 1,500 views, I mean 1,500 views, 1,500 streams, whatever it is, you lost all that traction. So now it's a higher risk that the next song is gonna get half those, which is like that anyways. But you want to reduce that as much as possible. So like I would come up with like a consistent schedule of when I'm gonna post. Like I would take it seriously. I wouldn't be playing around. Like a lot of my stuff was just me playing around at first, but like it was for a very short period of time. Like for a very short period of time, I was just playing with rapping. Like my first couple songs, but like everything after that, and I have like a good number of songs on my channel and streaming. I took it completely serious. Like I locked in very soon, which I admire that about myself, that I decided to do that. But realistically, like if I were to start over, like I would take it serious. I would make sure quality's good. I would have quality control when putting out music. I would make sure like I had good cover art. Like it's weird, but like good quality doesn't just mean like the vocals or anything like that. It doesn't just mean that stuff. Like it means everything. Like I will make sure I have a good cover art and stuff like that. Make sure like either you're gonna outsource it or you're gonna make it yourself. So if I would make it myself, because if I'm already paying for studio time, I would just make it myself just to save a little bit of money. But honestly, if you're paying for studio time, you got the money to record, you got the money for good quality, you might as well outsource it and get it done the right way. Um, I will make sure I'm in the cover art. Like even if you got like some cover art where you're like in a hoodie, ski mask on, whatever, like whatever type of, I will make sure I'm in it as much as possible. Because obviously there's certain types of like cover arts where you wouldn't necessarily need to be in it, like like uh like I got an album coming out where I'm not necessarily gonna be in it unless I outsource it and have somebody put it in for me, but I already have the cover art. It's just like a photo that really relates to the music, I guess. But like I said, I'm not tripping. It's just now I realize like people want to see you, especially if you're uploading a YouTube video, right? And like if you're uploading a YouTube video, like obviously if you're starting off, like if I'm starting from scratch, I'm gonna go straight to YouTube and SoundCloud, just because the free beats, you don't even need to worry about none of that type of stuff. That was probably better I've mentioned in the first part, but if you're using free beats and stuff like that, it's not gonna matter anyways. You just upload it straight to YouTube or SoundCloud. Um, Definitely start there, but I will go all plat and start buying beats as soon as possible, especially if I'm making, like say I'm making studio quality music. I'm going to the studio to record it. I would definitely buy that beat, or I would get a unique beat, like an exclusive, or like have a producer make me a beat. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. Another huge thing before I go back on the cover art thing, um, a lot of people don't peep this, but what I did that I was actually proud of, like I would probably recreate that if I started again, is um, is beat packs. So I'm also a producer, so I understand it from many different perspectives. And I mean, there's probably artists out there that will understand it as well. But in reality, when producers are coming up to get a lot of their beats out, whether it be like the throwaways or whether it be actual really good beats, they put together like a 20 beats, and they'll sell it to you for like 20, 30, 40, $50, like $1 a beat, a couple dollars a beat, you know what I'm saying? And that was something I did that if I started over, I would definitely do that again, because it's like you get licensing for all those beats. I mean, obviously it's only gonna be like 2,500 to 7,500 streams or whatever like that, and it really doesn't matter, because at the end of the day they're gonna contact you first to have you repurchase it, whether it be through a more extensive license or outright exclusive. So it really wouldn't matter. But like, if it's your first couple songs, it's really not gonna matter, just for the fact that it's just your beginning songs. Um, Definitely take advantage of that, and if you do already, keep those contracts, just because those are fairly important. Now, what else? Now, back in the cover art, yes, I would definitely make sure I'm in the cover art as much as I can be, just because it ties more of a face to music type thing. Like when they hear your music, they can see you type of thing. Like it's like meeting somebody on the phone versus meeting them in real life. You know what I'm saying? It just gives you a more more dialed in and accurate depiction of that person. So like I said, I would try to be in the cover art as much as I can, and if I can't, like I would just try to make sure that cover art is as good as possible. And if you're making your own cover art, man, like dabble with filters, like use layers, like filter layers, like filter, and then put another filter over it. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like put a black and white, and then, well, like whatever you're doing, like if say you put a black and white and then put some granular over there, like a uh, uh, like HDR, and then put a blur over it. You know what I mean? Like definitely be like tedious with this type of stuff, because it definitely makes a difference. Like just if you knew, like only if I knew that in the beginning that the cover art is really important. Like depending on how much time you spend on the cover art, like that, like people are scrolling by, and if the cover art's not fancy, like they make that decision in like a couple seconds. They're like, oh yeah, this cover art is straight garbage. They're not gonna click on your video, and that's how you get a view. And if they like it, that's how you get a like. And if they really like it, that's how you get a subscriber. So all ties in. So yeah, quality is a big one at first. Now going up to setting up your profile. Excuse me. Damn. Going up to setting up your profile, I would say the same thing goes. It's kind of in that quality thing as well. Like when setting up your profile, try to be as professional as possible. Like definitely sit down, and if you're making your cover arts, like sit down and make your profile picture, like make a decent profile picture. I'm kind of in between on this, but I tend to make my profile pictures on all platforms kind of like the same profile picture, so when they come across it, they're like, okay, yeah, no, this is the one. I remember the profile picture. I mean, other people might disagree, but I feel like that's definitely good for keeping that. Like that's what I would do. I would definitely be way more professional, and as of right now, I still do need to get my banner on YouTube as a more professional banner. Definitely try to have as professional as profile picture and a professional banner as I could. Um, just to make sure that when people view my profile, like a lot of the times when people view your profile, if those two things are horrible pictures of you, or they're just there's no picture there, they're not really gonna they're not really gonna subscribe. They're gonna be like, if they did, they would be like subscribing to nothing. So you gotta have some substance there. I'll definitely update my bio. And if you don't know, you can add links in your bio. I think you only can do it on either YouTube Studio, like the app YouTube Studio, or you can only do it on the PC. But I would definitely do that as well because that would just inspire growth in every direction. Like me personally, I have like almost every social media, um, so it would be like a lot easier. Like say if I blew up on YouTube, well, when I blow up on YouTube, it's gonna make it a lot easier for people to find me on all forms of content if my links were there. Um, I would definitely like, I did decent, but I definitely would like focus on the quality of my profile picture and my banner. Definitely get that out there because that's huge. Um, let's see. Excuse me. Starting out, uh, because like what's going on in my mind right now is like a lot of the stuff is really opinionated, like not opinionated, but like I'm trying to separate the line from opinionated on what I would do, not like what I would do like strategically, but like what I would do like like in an opinionated way. Like now I try to say as least swear words as possible, stuff like that, just because it makes it a whole lot easier to get on the radio. But not, you don't necessarily have to do that as an artist, or you know what I mean. Um, yeah, so I would definitely also focus on promo, and like I would be really cautious about promo because I have a recent YouTube video and stuff like that explaining all the stuff about that type of lane right there. But I would definitely focus on promo, um, and getting the song heard, but in a careful way. Like you definitely, if you post a song and you don't promote it at all, like say you don't share it on your Facebook, you don't post about it on your story, like you don't post no snippets of your music videos, you don't do none of that. There's really no way nobody is gonna go over there. Like most times, like your YouTube is gonna have the least amount of activity than any other social media. So if you only have 18 subscribers over there, if I was starting a YouTube right now and I was an artist and I only had 2 subscribers, but I had 1,500 friends on Facebook, guess what I would do? Exactly. I would share it on my Facebook, and I would say a good 20 people would sub. Whether or not it would be that same day, probably not, but a good 20 people, 30 people would definitely sub if they're real ones. You know what I'm saying? If you add random people you don't know, I mean, hey, that's just you. Hopefully they'll like you, and they'll probably subscribe too. But definitely connected to different forms of social media. Let me see. What else would I do? I would perform earlier because I see a lot of up and coming artists now, like they perform and like they were up and coming, they were dormant for a while. Not dormant, but like their views and stuff like that was like kind of not where it needed to be, like just empty. And then they perform and then they have big spikes of engagement. And I feel like that's not the cheat code, but that's the cheat code, you know what I mean? Like that's it's like comedians or any other thing. Like when you're a comedian, you're obviously standing up, and if you're doing a stand up in a local bar or anything like that, and you do have social media as a comedian, then people will be like, oh, like let me look him up, let me see if he's on. And then a lot of people, if they like you and you're funny, they'll go look you up and they'll see, oh, he has shows from years ago on there, let's subscribe. And you'll build easier that way. And plus, the people you meet and stuff like that, they'll be like, "Hey, I want to do this with you. I want to collab with this." Like, and music wise, like, be like, "Oh, I want to collab with this. I feel like I could do a good feature on any song you bring forward." Or they'll simply just come up to you and be like, "Hey, I think you're dope as an artist." Um, I've never performed, so I feel like me starting over, I would perform as early as possible. Now, when I say early as possible, Notice how I did not say immediately, because immediately, if you're starting over as like an artist completely, or starting as a new artist completely, bro, like your first couple songs are gonna be hot garbage. um I wouldn't say hot garbage, but I would say not lyrically as good as where you would be in a couple years. um I was always afraid, I feel like, and I was always like my worst critique, like my worst critic. So no matter what, I would always feel like, oh, this isn't good enough quality to perform it, or like this, I don't have enough material. Like honestly, the way I feel, what I used to feel is I used to feel like sometimes I was so like I was decent enough to where if I would have performed, people would have did an encore, or they would have been like, or I just wouldn't. I felt like I wouldn't have had enough songs. Like I feel like it was only like one song that or two songs that really stood out. But nowadays, that's all you need. Like I said, I would perform as early as I possibly can, but I would also probably wait though to get to a point where my those songs are on all platforms, because obviously if they're looking me up on YouTube, they would like to stream it, and if they would like to stream it, they're gonna be on streaming services, they're gonna be on Spotify, they're gonna be on all that different type of stuff. So I would want my music to be out everywhere before I would perform that song. So definitely, there's a like if I had to start over, I would first like kind of get some traction with YouTube and SoundCloud, and then I would if I'm paying for verses, or not for verses, to record like in this real high quality studio, like I would get a certain song, or you get that first beat made by that producer, put that crazy verse on it, boom, all platforms, then I would perform that. Like I said, I wouldn't go immediately just because, you know, but definitely I would put it on. I would get on all platforms before, and then I would just perform, because then like it's not uncommon for you to get like 10 subscribers, 20, 50, maybe even 100 subscribers from a decent show. You know what I mean? So depending on how you are as an artist, and what that environment, the emotion that it beckons from artists that are performing. If you fit that, then you probably be on the higher side of that. So definitely, I would, you know what I mean, perform. I will perform. I still have yet to perform. Um, Hopefully, real soon, we're gonna get on a performance for you guys soon. Um, and lock in. Uh, definitely, definitely. I got a lot coming up. Besides that, uh, I would, like I said, it's a lot of like little stuff that maybe I would do, but that it's not necessary that y'all do, and that's what I'm trying to get at. Is like, what should y'all do? But through me, like, okay, so I would try. Let me see. Like I said, I wouldn't be afraid to. Like, if I started over, I wouldn't be so hard on myself, and I wouldn't be afraid to share it. I wouldn't be afraid to share my music. Like everybody thinks everybody is gonna have haters, so it's like the people are gonna be like, oh no, like you probably see it already. Like people send you reels and stuff like that, and be like, hey, like this, share this, whatever. You know what I mean? So, um, I wouldn't be afraid to do stuff like that if I started over. Another big thing that we're kind of moving forward on. I would post more singles. Like, I don't know what it is. I get to a point where I get like trigger happy, and I'll record multiple songs within a span of time, like say a month or two. Like I'll get like the itch, and I'll go record mad songs. And then my thing is like they're all the same quality level, so I'll put them on an album. But realistically, what I would do is I would drop singles, especially for that first album I dropped. it was like, I wouldn't say it was all over the place. Like it was definitely like had a it had a like a theme. It had everything. It had substance. But I feel like definitely like I would have posted. Excuse me. I would have posted singles because singles are easier to digest. You feel what I'm saying? Like nobody's gonna go front to back, especially nowadays. Go front to back of an album of somebody they don't know, especially if the first string is hot garbage water. So you just post singles. It's easier for them to digest it. And that goes into the second thing I would do if I was a new up and coming artist. Any song that I would have posted on YouTube, music video, off rip. Now you could record it yourself, obviously, but eventually, like you got to get to a point where, like, I would get to a point where like I will pay. Like, and if you don't want to do it yourself at first, bro, you could just pay off rip. But realistically, the way iPhones are now, crazy cameras. So it wouldn't even be a big deal for you to just sit there and record a couple clips, like especially if you got a 1.5 minute song, 2 minute song, easy as hell. I mean, yeah, no, easy as hell, easy as hell. I mean, like, but that's coming from me though. I edit 15-minute videos, and I've edited like hours of content, like so. It's not really a big deal to me, but maybe if you were to do it, um, PixArt, if I were to start over PixArt and CapCut, crazy, insane, useful as hell. So like I said, if I was recording it myself, I would, no matter what, this is the basis for the music videos. I would try to be as interesting as possible in the music videos, like just doing weird stuff. Like I would walk and have somebody backflip over me or something like that. You know what I mean? Like weird stuff, just to keep the listener engaged. But the reason why, if I started over, I would have music videos only. Like I'll post singles, and then every single had a music video, is because not only is that what YouTube is really for, but it it's just it draws them in. It draws them in. It'll boost your views. It'll make them not only like it will probably make them subscribe to you as well, but it just boosts engagement and and like I said earlier, it will tie your face to your music. You know what I mean? At some point, you're gonna show your face. Um, and it just shows them like not only are you dedicated, but like I said, every time they listen to the song, they're gonna see your face. They're gonna see the video, and if you're paying for it, you're gonna have really good quality video. So it's gonna be like in their mind, they're gonna be thinking like, "Yo, how hasn't this dude blown up?" Oh, I don't know. I'm just subscribed anyways. You know what I mean? So I would definitely have music. If I started over, I would definitely have music videos for every single that I dropped, and I would drop only singles at first. When I got traction, I would definitely start dropping like EP, maybe like EP albums, stuff like that. Definitely. Oh, something else I would do is I would get features from people that were ahead of me. When I was doing it, I was getting features from my peers, from people that were in the same or like not below me in any moral regard, but like below me in or like next to me or below me in music. Now that's okay because if I have 150 subscribers and my friend has none and he's actually a good rapper, he deserves it. You know what I mean? Like and he is. But I would definitely have at least some songs where I did features with people that were ahead of me. I'm not saying you need to go pay thousands of dollars for Dave Blunts or anybody like that to get on a track. I mean, if that's what you want to do, I mean, go right ahead. But just starting out, like I would do like a feature or two with up and coming artists from where you're at, wherever you're local to. Um, Definitely, because even if they only have like 900 subscribers, 700 subscribers, whatever, and they're getting like 1,000 views, 2,000 views, you do a feature with them and it goes on their channel, or whether they do a feature with you. Like honestly, like I would like the former. I would do a feature with people and then they throw the song on their channel. Like that's what. But even if I would still do the latter, I wouldn't mind. But you definitely want to do that. And I'm not saying just try to extrapolate as much benefits as you can from a artist and not see them as a person. No, definitely mess with their music. Like I like subscribe first. But I'm saying if I had to do it again, I would do that. Like I would try to get features for people, and also it puts you in your bag when you realize that there's another raw artist that's gonna hop on this beat. They're either gonna be honest with you and tell you you're garbage, or they're gonna put you in your bag. You know what I mean? So that's definitely it's definitely worth it to do that. Also, for the same reason why I would have started performances. You know what I mean? Or shows, because just from that one thing, having somebody that's above you doing it, like showing the like their fan base you, and it's very important who, like I would be very specific who I do a song with if I started over, but like especially if you're doing it with somebody who's across the world or whatever like that, and they're a really good rapper. Like say they line up with your values, they line up with your type of music, they line up with your flow, they line up with everything. Um, their fan base is a percentage of their fan base will mess with your stuff. If they really mess with your stuff, they're gonna find you. They're gonna find you. So it's important, like I said, to not only be on all platforms at this type of points, these type of points. Why I would be on all platforms, and I would have stuff, content. Like I would have stuff for them to view. I would have songs for them to stream. I would have an updated profile picture. I would have an updated banner. See how all this is kind of tying together. Because when people find your profile, they see, oh, you know what I mean. They don't want to. I guess the anime profile pictures or whatever, like it's cool. The animated drinks, like you can outsource it and have somebody make an anime profile picture of you. That's cool. I wouldn't mind, but like me personally, I got a real life picture of me in the studio. That helps. Um, you know what I mean? Like if you do a music video with them and that goes on their page, now they find your profile. They're like, oh yeah, I remember his face. This is him. You got a high quality banner. Then they see you're professional. You have high quality everything, high quality cover arts. That makes them want to click. I would say definitely I would pin songs as well before it became too late. Like, and too late is like a year. Like everything over a year, like I wouldn't pin it. I mean, you could pin whatever. Let's just put that out there. Like you can pin it, especially if you have a high amount of views. Like I got one song that's like 900 views or whatever. Like I would probably still pin that, but at the end of the day, it's not the best quality. So if it's high quality and doing well, I will pin that. And yes, it's possible to pin videos on YouTube. But yeah, you see, like singles, music videos, I would definitely get into all of that. I would be more creative with my description. Hashtags, I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence. I feel like they definitely help, but then sometimes they don't help. It just kind of all depends, like how things line up. But I would definitely put my socials in the description, because like I said before, you can put your links in the bio of your YouTube, but also I would put my socials and everything in the description every time. Where you can find my music, blah blah blah. Definitely. I feel like a lot of this also ties into my other lives and my other videos. So if you were to engage with some of that content and you were to view it, you kind of understand a lot of the other things that's going on as well. Um, some more important info in there too. Let me see. What else would I do? What else would I do? Hmm. I would definitely be more like original, not original, but like more creative with the beats I pick. If I was like to do it again, start out again, I would probably be more creative, um, and just not be like in one lane. Like I've always been that type of person. I'm always versatile as an artist. Like the music I got coming out now, you're gonna see completely. But I would probably definitely like experiment, like hop on a Party Next Door beat, just different beats, and just kind of, you know what I mean? Yeah, but a lot of this stuff is unorganic. It's not really organic algorithms. So I would definitely like spend a little money here and there. Nothing too crazy. I would have made a TikTok way sooner. Like honestly, I'm gonna be like 100% honest. Like I would have made a TikTok way sooner. Because people, every time you post on TikTok, it's like a lottery ticket. So I would do that, post snippets here and there. Like I would really do content, like, and that's what I do now. But once you get a following on TikTok, it's like, say you have a music video, you clip that, like your music video only got like 20 views. You clip that, put it on your TikTok if it's bussing, and then you put a link or whatever, you can benefit more off that, like, and just bring that over there versus trying to, you know, you guys probably understand what I'm trying to get at. It's really easy to go viral on TikTok and gain a whole bunch of followers. Like if you have 20K followers on TikTok and only like 50 subscribers on YouTube, obviously it would make sense for you to promo your YouTube channel over there. And like I said, I would make a TikTok channel, a TikTok as soon as possible. And try to drop snippets and just clips, little stuff, and do content as well and be funny. But like definitely, that type of stuff is important. Definitely. Excuse me. As far as the locking in thing I said at the beginning, like I will make sure like I'm posting a song either every week, every 2 weeks, every month. It will just be on a consistent basis, and don't go too insane with the bio. Like definitely keep it short and sweet. Like not too much. Be like mine is like 716 artists. Um, and then if I was to start over, I'd be like new music every week or new music every 2 weeks. And that kind of goes for any type of channel, whether you're a content creator, music artist, mechanic, whatever. Um, and then just make sure you're consistent. Like I would make sure I'm consistent with uploading on that basis. And I would try not to be in competition with anybody. I would try not to be like swayed, because a lot of times people are like they get one bad opinion or one bad feedback or anything like that, and then they're swayed from making music, and it's like that's not, obviously not, that's not why this started. So I feel like a lot of the time I was also afraid of getting comments like that and hate, and if I started over, I wouldn't care about none of that. I would do what I do. I would make it the highest quality that I could. I would go out and perform as early as I possibly could. Obviously, the performance is not going to be the best at first, but definitely. I'll go perform still, and I would make it happen. You know, definitely. Excuse me. Also, if I was recording myself, um, I will probably invest in decent equipment. I would have invested in decent, better equipment sooner, because then it would increase my quality. Like my quality now is a lot better than it was when I first started. Well, when I first started, I had studio time, but there's a gap there, and then like kind of like a little gap, stepping stone, and then where I'm at now is like insane. Looking back, like it's kind of insane that I'm able to do this with my own equipment. I'm able to do all this, so definitely I would invest in a better equipment, or I would invest in studio time sooner probably as well. I'm not gonna lie, like me recording myself and me trying to do everything myself, I wouldn't say it held me back, but I would say it probably took me longer to gain a following than if I went to the studio. Because honestly, as an artist, like I'm pretty dope. I got lyricism. I'm not rapping about what everybody else is rapping about, and I feel like I really have originality, and I'm able to be versatile and anything like that. And if I really had crazy quality, or like I started out with better quality, I would have been a lot farther than I am now. Because like I chose to not like it, I wouldn't say it's being stubborn, but like I chose to record myself very early on. So it is what it is. Um, I'm gonna preface this whole video with saying I don't regret nothing. Like if I had to go back and change anything, I wouldn't change anything. Just for the fact that I know that I'm going big places, because I'm not gonna give up. And that's another big thing that if I started over, I would keep that in my head. Like say that to myself every day, and you should be too. Like, oh, I'm not gonna give up, no matter what happens. I'm gonna make this work. And you only lose if you quit. And I never quit. Like I'm taking breaks, but I never quit. So definitely, these are some tips that, like, if I started over as an artist, these are like little things I would do, and hopefully these kind of nudge you in the right direction. Um, if you like this video, make sure you guys subscribe down below. I got a whole bunch more content coming. Tutorials dropping every week to 2 weeks. This tutorial took 2 weeks just because I had music coming out and I got a new album coming out soon. Definitely stay tuned for that. But like I said, if you like this type of content, make sure you like, subscribe, share this. I'm trying to go live every week at least once, as well. Definitely, I understand that it was a little late tonight, but it is what it is, man. I'm not tripping. Y'all have a great rest of your night or your day, whatever it is for you guys. Um, Make sure you guys come back next week. I'll definitely be live again next week, probably a lot earlier. Definitely. My managers never quit as an artist. Never quit. These are some of the things that I would have done. Hopefully you guys take this with a grain of salt. You know what I mean? I'm not calling anybody out. And make sure you guys improve. Constantly improving. Definitely. See you guys.